and it's all so far. But there's a rock and roll scene. Hey, what's up, VC? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. I just wanted to do a real quick update. This will be a fast one. In the background, we got the Cramps playing songs the Lord taught us. I'm a huge fan of the Cramps. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the Pixies. So, I'm not a huge fan of the Pixies to the point where I want their entire catalog. I'm a fan of two of their albums, which I'm sure many of you are, and those are Surfer Rosa and Doolittle. I've been looking for original copies of both of these albums for as long as I can remember. I shouldn't say that. I've been looking for original copies in good shape. Every time I find them, the records are scratched. The covers are just destroyed, so I never end up getting them. And I happen to be in one of my local record stores, a record store called Sounds Good in Marietta, Georgia. And Rich, the owner, we were talking about stuff that's been sitting around his store for a while that people were asking about, and he ordered it, and then it just sat there and nobody bought it. One of them is a Pixies box set. And I mentioned, I'm really a fan of the Pixies. I've been looking for Surfer Rosa and Doolittle for a long time, in really good condition. And you mentioned, in one of my boxes at home, I have original copies that have never been played. He said that he bought them for his own collection. He ended up getting both of those on CDs. He's not a real big Pixies fan, other than the couple of big songs off of each album. And he mentioned, if he runs across him, he'll go ahead and bring him into the shop and hold on to him for me and let me know. So this was last Saturday. So I go in today. He's talking to another customer, so I go back and start looking through the punk and metal section, which is usually where I started his shop. And then I'll just kind of work my way around and check out new stuff that just came in. And there's a couple other bins in his shop that I usually gravitate towards. And he came up to me. He's like, I got a gift for you. And he pulls these out. Now, I was pretty blown away when I saw them. Number one, because of their condition. And we'll start with Surfer Rosa since that one came out first. So this is what he pulled out. I mean, it's in excellent condition. There's a little bit of, I wouldn't even call it wear. When they made the sleeve, it just it didn't glue exactly straight. But it's in excellent condition, as you guys can see. Let's see if I get some light on it. Surfer Rosa. And if you notice right there on the corner, it's a promotional copy, which makes it even better. So then I pulled it out, and he had mentioned it's in excellent condition, it's unplayed, and I pulled it out and took a look, and man, I have never seen, I don't know if you can see how glossy that is. I don't think I have ever seen an unplayed copy of Surfer Rosa. It's just, if you guys haven't heard it, this is just one of I think it's one of the best albums of the 80s myself. A lot of people would put Doolittle ahead of Surfer Rosa. I'm the opposite. I feel that Surfer Rosa is the best by far. And this one also has the insert. And as you guys can see, it's got the custom labels on it. Just a great album, man. I was so blown away. I mean, when he saw it, I just got the smile lit up, and he got a big smile, and he's like, yeah, I know you've been looking for this for a while. And the funny thing about it, the thing with Rich is his collection is pretty extensive. Not just at the shop. He's got a couple storage places full of vinyl, and then he's got a collection of his own that's 40 or 50,000 albums. And these were actually from his personal collection. And he's just got so much stuff that a lot of times he'll say, yeah, I know I've got copies of this, but it's just a matter of waiting for him to run across them. And sometimes it'll be 3 or 4 weeks, sometimes it'll be 3 or 4 months, and I've had even stuff from like 6 months ago. He'll be like, hey, didn't you want this? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, that was like 6 or 7 months ago. I totally forgot about it. So the good thing is he never forgets that stuff, but a lot of times it does take a lot of time for him to get around to whatever it was that you wanted. So I was blown away when you come back a week later with these two albums. And then next up is, of course, Doolittle, which I think this one's pretty high on the Rolling Stones list of top 100 albums of all time. I mean, these are both amazing albums. I would say Surfer Rosa, in my opinion, is the best album of the 80s. And I think it's one of the all-time best. I'd put that in the all-time top 10 myself. A lot of people, like I said, would go with Doolittle. And I don't really think you're wrong there. And this one's a little bit backwards. Usually the first album that I hear from a band is the one I like the most. The first album I heard from the Pixies was Doolittle. And oddly enough, Surfer Rosa is still the one that I consider my number one album. But here's the copy of Doolittle. I don't know if you guys can see how nice that looks. I mean, I don't think the camera does it any justice. Now there's a little bit of damage. I think it's... No, not even there. And again, you can see this one too is a stamped promo. And then let me pull this thing out. Got your original sleeve there with lyrics. And then again, if you look at this, I mean, this thing is just, it looks like somebody polished it. Somebody in the military polished it like they polish their boots. That's how good this thing looks. So again, we've got Doolittle. So I just wanted to share those real quick. Like I said, this is going to be a real quick video. I was blown away by this score. I had no intention of doing a video on the Pixies. And this is my whole Pixies collection. Like I said, I have heard everything the Pixies have put out. And I've got everything but their most recent album, the one that just came out for Record Store Day on CD. I've just never liked anything else from them enough to seek out the vinyl the way I have with these two. And like I said, to run across these, I mean, these things go. I see Doolittle in this condition. Not even, you know, I don't add a whole lot of value to the fact that it's a stamped promo. But usually that adds a couple bucks to it. But I see this thing go in this condition for 50, 60 bucks all the time. And I paid less than that for both of these. So not only did he hook me up by giving me a couple of albums I've been looking for out of his own private collection, but Rich gave them to me for a really killer deal that I was pretty blown away by, for two seminal albums that are in just mint condition. And then to be both unplayed promos on top of that just kind of adds to it. So thanks, Rich. I mean, if you guys are ever in the Atlanta area or the Marietta area, Sounds Good is only open on Saturdays from 11 to 7. It's not a full-time job for Rich. He's got that store, but he has a couple businesses that he does full-time as well. It's a great little store. Rich knows more about music than just about anybody I've ever met, and loves talking about it. So it's definitely a store I highly recommend. It's one I visit every Saturday. So you guys have a good weekend. I'm going to be doing another video in a little bit here. I originally planned on doing a metal video. I've bought quite a lot of metal this last week, and I wanted to share that with you, but I wanted to do a quick video on this as well. So again, thanks, Rich. Again, visit Sounds Good if you're in the Atlanta area. And other than that, have a good one.